morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hope everyone's well. It's Wednesday, hump day, halfway through the week, and football is back tonight. Yes. But as always, I'm joined by Jimbo and Chang, and we've got the supermodel that is Lee Smithy Smith, the MILF star in the house. Jimbo, how are you?
I'm good, thank you, darling.
Good.
Everything's good here.
Good. Lee, how you diddling?
I'm good. Back with some of my favourite Tottenham people.
What can we say?
And it's hump day, so I want to know who's humping.
Well, Jim might be if he plays his cards right. You never know.
Cool.
And Mr. Chang, how are you, sir?
Doing very well here in Southeast Asia. I hope everyone is doing well, especially people in the chat. Now that the internationals are all wrapped up, both the Euros and the Copa America, respectively, and that we're all looking forward very much to preseason officially starting today. Later on today, the first of many friendlies for the summer, and let's get right into today's show.
Excellent. Yeah, of course. The first pre-season or proper pre-season friendly tonight. I've just looked, it's 7 o'clock. So it must 7 o'clock kickoff. That's weird. I thought it'd be 8.
7 o'clock our time?
Yeah. Yeah, it's at the Tynecastle Stadium. 7
that
o'clock.
Was a stupid thing to say, wasn't it? Because it's in Scotland.
I was going to say there's no time difference in Scotland, Jimbo. It's exactly the same. They just talk a bit funny. We've got AJ in the house who says, well, good morning and welcome back, Kay. Good to have you back. Hello to Jimmy Cricket, Smithy, and of course the Chang man. Big up, AJ. Hope you're well. Don't forget, this applies to you as well, Chang and Lee. We've got our 12-hour charity stream on Sunday from 10:30 a.m. So
I thought it was Saturday.
No, it's Sunday.
Sunday, okay.
So look, you have one thing to remember, Smithy, and you still got it wrong. So I will drop the links over. AJ's going to be coming in. I don't know when, but everyone's welcome. So yeah, we were doing that. Love Spurs, big up to you. Says 7 p.m. Scottish time is 3:45 English time. It is in Jim's world. Honestly, I don't know what I'm going to do with him, but there's only really one place to start today, which is this. Southgate resigns yesterday. I don't think it came as any surprise to anybody. I did do a quick short, although I was poorly, so I didn't go into it too much. But who just went to speak? Was that you, Smithy?
Yeah, there was something more important.
What?
Jermaine Defoe has left Tottenham today. His coaching role is moving on. So I just read it. So good luck to Jermaine Defoe, because he's more important than Southgate in my eyes.
Well, he is, but I hadn't even heard that news.
I've only just got a pop up about it, just in like 10 seconds
it's just
ago.
happened.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I wonder if he's got a manager's job.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
I mean, there's a few clubs looking for managers, so possibly. But
I think that he had a contract, and I think that he's finished whatever, because he was coaching youngsters, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Maybe he's done all his badges now, and he's going to move on to his own job.
Wow, that's a bit of breaking news there from Jimbo. That Jermaine Defoe has confirmed his Tottenham exit ahead of his next career move.
Yeah, so he loves Tottenham, and Tottenham will always have that special place in his heart.
Yes, but today I leave this incredible club, and I want to say thank you to all the amazing people who have helped me learn and grow. It's been a pleasure to achieve so much at Spurs, including reaching UEFA A coaching status, which has always been my ambition. Spurs will always hold a special place in my heart, and the fans already know how much this club means to me. Oh, that's sad.
Well, it's not sad. It's good for Jermaine, because he needs to go on and prove himself, and maybe he'll come back and be our manager one day.
Yeah, it's good for Jermaine, but it's sad because AJ's put. I'm glad he's got. Oh no, that was Southgate. Sorry. It's sad because he was always such a big part of Spurs. But yeah, I mean, good luck to him if he's going to go for a manager's job, maybe a lower division team, start his career off. But a bit of breaking news there. But anyway, back to Southgate. Chang, what did you make of Southgate walking away from the England job? Have I froze or is Chang froze?
No,
I think
you
Chang's froze. Oh no, he blinked.
Oh no, he's back. Chang, did you hear me?
I'm back.
Oh,
I'm back. Sorry about that. It's kind of regular at this hour, so I hope it's not too much. I just sort this out very quickly. Just bear with me for a minute. Let me just sort this out
Okay.
from my end.
Smithy, I'll go to you then. What's your
Virgin
feelings?
Media's on the rampage in Kuala Lumpur today. Yes, I'm glad. I didn't think it was going to come literally the day after, because some people were saying, yeah, he might be here at the World Cup. Then other people were saying he wants to go on to do other things. But I'm just glad because it was so boring.
Mm.
Even the final was boring.
It was. That style of football for me just takes me back to watching Antonio Conte and Jose Mourinho, which is not entertaining at all.
Which also is a winning style of play.
Yeah,
if you look at Mourinho and Conte.
Yeah, apparently so. And, who knows what they would have done if they'd have been backed. But anyway, moving on from that. Jimbo, how do you feel?
Well, I've just seen...
Go on.
I've just seen on I've got Sky Sports with the sound down on, and I've just seen there's 4 candidates. I didn't get the 4th one; it went off. But the 3 of the candidates are Eddie Howe, Graham Potter, and Maurizio Pochettino, and I missed the other one.
They've also got on their list Jurgen Klopp and Serena Wiedmann. But to be fair, I was reading a lot about it yesterday because my choice would be Eddie Howe all day long, but it says it's highly unlikely it's going to be Eddie Howe. It looks like it's going to be Graham Potter. He's big favourite with the bookies. But Chang, what did you make of it?
I hadn't finished.
Oh, sorry, Jimbo. Go on, I'll let you finish.
This came up.
Go on. You go, Chang. Go on. All right. I was going to say, do you know what? It's going to be a bit. It's going to be a bit controversial. I'm only going to be a second, Chang, but I'd quite like to see Wiegman do it.
Well, the lady, she's perfectly capable.
Yeah, she's a winner, and she plays good attacking football. Well, there's no reason that she can't do it with a men's team.
Yeah.
Daniel Coyes is laughing at me. Why not?
Yeah, no, he's laughing because there's a delay with Chang. So every time you went, go on, Chang, it was like a comedy act. It was hilarious. To be fair, AJ, I do think Potts would work wonders with England as well, but you will get a lot of people say that he's a bottle job. But Chang, I'm going to come to you now. What are your thoughts?
This actually came out of the blue for me, and with the rumors going around before the final, I believe it was either on Friday or Saturday, the rumors were all over social media that the FA would stick with Southgate, regardless of whether England won or lost on Sunday. So to read that he had resigned on his own free will without actually getting the sack caught me by surprise yesterday. But I think when you have, qualified for as many finals as he did and still not be able to get it over the line, serious questions will have been asked of his tenure and whether or not he's the right man for the job. So now that he has resigned, I think whoever takes up this position is going to inherit what I can only describe as a poison chalice. Regardless of who gets the job, you're always going to be under the spotlight. You're going to be under immense pressure, no matter what you do or how you fare in the managerial for England. So, amongst all those candidates that was named, I was actually thinking more along the lines of Jurgen Klopp, or at least a proven winner. Don't get me wrong. You never know what could happen with Graham Potter in charge, or even Eddie Howe. But I doubted Newcastle United would willingly part with Eddie Howe, seeing as how he might also be on the cusp of something big with Newcastle United. So if Graham Potter is to be, the next England manager, I wish him all the best. I really hope he has learned his lesson from his manager role at Chelsea. And let's just hope that the current Chelsea players themselves the Conor Gallaghers and the Cole Palmers, they will give him his full backing, as well as all the other England players, regardless of their club affiliations, their background, or whether or not they have had any history with Graham Potter or even any other manager for that matter who's going to take up the job. I really hope that they all give the new manager his backing. But there is one thing that I really must impress upon the listeners and also to everyone who watches this on playback, in which whoever takes up this job must be given time. He must be given time. He must be given the players to work with. And most importantly, he must be backed by the media. Because if you read the posts all over social media and also in the news, it's always all about, oh, yeah, he's the first manager to lose back-to-back finals. I mean, why does it have to be negative? Why can't they say that he's the first manager to have brought his national club to 2 consecutive finals? Why does it have to be, he's the first manager to lose in 2 consecutive finals? I think this is a very weird narrative by the media and journalists alike. So I think in order for England to actually move forward, this narrative has to change from one of being negativity to something more positive.
Yeah, I agree. That's the media. I wouldn't. Jim, you're muted, darling.
The fourth one was Lee Carsley.
Oh, okay. To be fair, I think I mean, I wouldn't want that job for anything. I know they get paid a lot of money, but the pressure on an England manager is unbelievable. But it'd be interesting to see. I'm glad he's gone. Although I like him as a human, I think his football he made some weird decisions this tournament. And I think a better manager would have got us over the line.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, being a Tottenham fan is like being an England fan. We both we support good teams, but we'd never win nothing. It's just like never ending.
Yeah, I think you nailed it on the head there, Kate. And what Chang said was good as well. A better manager would have got us over the line. I think that his style of football was what held us back from winning one of them 2 trophies, or 3. You can include the World Cup in that. And Harry Potter, I'm going to call him. That he does play a good style of football, and Steve D was exactly right. He went into Chelsea at a terrible time, and he was kind of on a good hiding to nothing there. So, but some of the football that Brighton played under him was really good. But I think Poch would be a good choice because he's like the nearly man in club football. So I think in international football he would do really well. So if Poch got it, I'd be happy. Yeah.
Well, we'll see. I mean, I'm not going to go too much into the final because it's been a few days now, but there were a couple of things. First of all, TalkSport gave Kane a 1 out of 10 rating for the final. Lee, I'm going to come to you first. Do you think that's fair or a bit harsh?
I'd have given him about a 2 or a 3, but obviously I love Harry Kane. But again, he was a ghost in the final every single time. And to be fair, during the Euros, he was probably one of the biggest letdowns for me.
Yeah.
Harry Kane. If I'm totally honest. Although it kills me to say it, but yeah, I don't know.
Chang, do you think 1 was fair? A bit harsh or?
I think 1 out of 10 is very, very harsh. It's not like he performed as bad as people would make him up to be. Because for him to get 1 out of 10, you would think that he was contributing to a few own goals, or whether he was sent off the same way. I think some of our players got even better scores for us last season, despite them scoring own goals and getting sent off unnecessarily too at that for us. So I think the 1 out of 10 is completely unjustified, given that there were reports that he was suffering from a back injury prior to the match. So I'm not sure how much truth is there in that. But if he was suffering from an injury, or if he had something niggling, if he had some fitness concerns, I don't think he should have even started to begin with. I mean, why even wait till the hour mark to substitute him before before I think it was Ollie Watkins. It was Ollie Watkins who came on for him. So this is all on the manager, because regardless of how well or how bad he performs, it's still down to the manager to choose the players who are going to start. But then there is also that other narrative, which I'm actually having a hard time to come to terms with this, but I have had my doubts about Harry Kane being a big game player. I know that it was was it last Wednesday or last Friday, before you did your Saturday 3 p.m. pre-match preview. We did talk briefly on whether or not we would categorize Kane as being England's best ever player. Mm-hmm. And there still is this statistic that is really making the rounds and really gaining traction, in which Harry Kane has yet to score a single goal in any of the finals that he's
yet to get a shot on target, Chang, in any of these big games.
That would be an even damning statistic if he can't even register a single shot on target.
No, that is a stat. I see it after the final. He still hasn't had a shot on target in 6 finals that we've been in England.
Wow.
Then if that is the case, then there is something seriously wrong with him. And question marks will be asked whether or not he really is a big game player. Because for him to, if this statistic is true and that he can't even register a single shot on target in any of the finals that he's ever taken part in, then I don't think he should be starting in another final until maybe, say, his club or his nation is leaving by a healthy margin. Because that is not the kind of statistic you want your national skipper to be carrying into a major tournament final. So I still think the 1 out of 10 rating is unjust. But serious question marks will have to be asked whether or not he really is a big game player. And because of that, will he still be considered as England's greatest ever player? It's up there in the air.
No.
England's all-time biggest goal scorer, but can't get a shot on target.
Leading goal scorer too in that.
I mean, the thing is with Kane, you've got to question his mentality. There's something there that for him to never ever show up in a final, there's something there, and that's why I think he'll never be classed as one of the greats, because he's never done it in a final.
Do you think he gets too nervous because it's on the line?
I don't know what it is. Maybe the Spursiness of Spurs have rubbed off on him, and it's in his DNA. I don't know, but I mean, I don't know, Jim. Do you think it's time he stepped aside now and become a bit part player, rather than sort of a out and out first name on the team sheet type player?
Right. This is my opinion on Kane, right? Kane's England's greatest goal scorer. Yes, we can't take that away from him. He's Tottenham's greatest goal scorer. We can't take that away from him. But he's not Tottenham's greatest player of all time, and he's not England's greatest player of all time. He's their top goal scorers, yes, but he's not their greatest players of all time. You know, you can go through history of Tottenham and probably name 10 that were greater than him. He's their top scorer, but not their greatest player, okay? And it's the same with England. Look, the thing that really, really pisses me off about this Kane situation, he didn't get a lot of service in the game, right?
He was dropping back in midfield loads, wasn't he?
Yeah. But there weren't loads of crosses going in. But that's by the by, right? He dropped back a lot. He probably done better defensive work than he did forward work in that tournament. And the thing that really, really gets my goat up is that we've got Ivan Toney, who's hungry. We've got Ollie Watkins, who's hungry, come on and scored a fantastic goal. That goal, I've watched it, I don't know how many times. He took that so well. That was just like top draw. Why are they playing Kane? I blame Kane and I blame Southgate. Southgate shouldn't have put him on the pitch if he's injured. As soon as the tournament ended and Southgate come out and said he was injured, I thought, what the F? Why is he playing him then? And Kane should be turning around and saying, look, I'm not fully fit. Give one of the younger guys a chance. And if you need me at the end, I'll come on for 20 minutes. You know? And that's what a captain would do. That's what I would do. If I was captain of England, I wasn't fully fit. I want to win that tournament. So put the people on it that can win it for you, right? And if they need him at the end, then bring him on at the end for taking penalties and stuff like that.
But
I mean, it's ridiculous when he come out at the end, Southgate, and said Kane wasn't fully fit. Well, why the F are you playing him then?
True.
You know, it was ridiculous.
I think I need to add something to what Mr. James just mentioned there, because honestly, this is not the first time this has actually happened. There was a precedence before this in the Champions League final when he somehow or other he started ahead of Lucas Moura in that Champions League final in that already set a bad precedence, and you could see how out of it he was in that final itself. So for that to already happen once, and then to see lightning strike twice, in another final, this time for your own country, I think that is partially on Kane himself, because if he knows that he's not 100%, he should never start that match. So yeah, there is something to that in which Kane, if he's not fully fit, he should never be starting in this championship title matches.
See, I tell you what, okay, if this is one thing that worries me about if Pochettino gets in as manager, is he going to stick with Kane? Because let's be honest, right?
Jim, before you just say any more, don't you think every England manager always sticks with their favourites? They're all criticised for not taking a chance and sticking to the ones they know.
But in any team these days, Premier League as well, what manager drops the captain? No.
Yeah, but the thing is, Lee, the thing is Kane now, right? He's well past his prime, and you've got players in England now, right, that are young, hungry, fit, and it's not like it's your club, right, where you got to wait for a window to open. He's got the pick of all the English players in this country, right? All the top players, and there's some top strikers in this country that are English, you know. So they've got to move on from this picking 30-odd-year-olds. And
I don't think Kane would be in the next Euros anyway. World Cup maybe, but
well, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, I don't think he should ever. But he should have one more game for Spurs, for England, to say goodbye to the fans, and I think that should be his lot. I think they should move on from him now.
There we go. Jimbo has spoken. I mean, another thing, this is the last thing I'm going to talk about England because they bore me. But after the game, Tottenham legend and all-round bloody gorgeous, handsome young man, Rafa van der Vaart said, Declan Rice is useless. He said that he wasn't worth the money that Arsenal paid for him, and that all he does is push past the ball back and doesn't progress it forward. What I will say is, for Arsenal, Declan Rice has been amazing, and I think
their best player last season.
I think we was all hoping to see that Declan Rice at the tournament, which we didn't. But Smithy, that's got to be a little bit ruthless, no, to say he's useless.
He was played out of position as well, wasn't he? He wasn't great. He definitely wasn't great in the final. But they were all played out of position in the England squad. So even I thought Phil Foden wasn't that great, and we're talking like the Premier League player of last season. So useless is a bit harsh, but he wasn't Declan Rice of Arsenal, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, Chang, do you agree with what Smithy said?
100%. I think there is. I think it's very strange, really, that Gareth Southgate should inherit the Bundesliga's top goal scorer and the English Premier League's player of the season, as well as I think it's the La Liga player of the season as well in Bellingham, and still not be able to get the best out of them. So in a way, I think it's I would say a lot of it is down to Southgate, really, and the way he sets the team up, the team instructions, or even the individual instructions that he instructs the player. And I did see a compilation of all of Declan Rice's highlights in the final. It's almost like every other pass was a misplaced pass, a pass out of touch or out of play. And he was always losing the ball in unnecessary areas that led to the opening goal for Spain. So I think Declan Rice you could say that he was unjustly marked down because of his performance in that one game. But you don't go from being the best player for Arsenal last season to being the reason why England lost that final in just a couple of weeks. So he has to shoulder some responsibility. Yes, I agree to that, but I think Southgate also has to take the blame for this.
Yeah, I get it. I do think he was disappointing. This whole narrative of picking players out and slagging them off. There was no one really stood up. Mainu and Guy maybe, and Pickford I thought was excellent, but everyone disappointed. I just think to say he was useless was a little bit harsh. But I do agree with this. He's not useless, but he's definitely overrated. I do agree with that.
Is he overrated in Arsenal though? I don't know.
But yeah, that's true. It's true because he's made such a difference to them. So yeah, it could just be that he's couldn't bring the form of his team over to England. This has just come through that West Ham have agreed a deal with Nice for Todibo. Is that how you say it, Todibo? I'm surprised if this happens. Apparently they haven't agreed personal terms, but there's so many massive teams want this defender. Juve want him. I think Arsenal might have been linked with him and Man United, but apparently West Ham have agreed a fee, a loan fee with an option to buy, but they've got to agree personal terms with the player. So that's interesting. People making moves. Yeah, Daniel, you're perfectly within your right to pick him out. Mainu, Watkins, Guy, and Conser can hold their heads high.
Palmer also.
Yeah, Palmer and Pickford. I thought he was excellent.
He was good in that final, but he's too erratic for me. Way too erratic and emotional.
The thing is, Kate, and we've got to be honest, there was only one game that we was half decent, and that was against the Netherlands.
First half.
Apart from that, and even then, they were all right. They were decent. They played a lot better than what they had been, but they still wasn't great. I wouldn't turn around and say they had a great match, you know. So we wasn't good all through the tournament, and Southgate has to take a lot of blame for that.
We basically winged it through to the final, really.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, and let's be honest, there was a lot better teams in there that should have been in the final above us. But we was lucky. We got through. We had a good draw. I mean, you can't blame that on the players or Southgate. It's just the way it went. But we was lucky all through. Jasper, we was lucky all through the tournament. But I'm just glad it's finished. I really am.
Yeah, me too.
Moving on, this broke yesterday. Ben Jacobs broke that Spurs will trigger a 1-year contract extension for Sonny this summer, keeping him at the club till 2026. Current deal expires in 25, but the Spurs captain will be extended by a further 12 months. Chang, are you pleased that Sonny's staying for even longer?
For sure. I would rather have Sonny retire at Spurs than for him to leave on a free or even to be sold beyond this contract extension. So I think for him to commit to another year, or rather for the club to repay their faith in him by giving him an extension, is the right move. And I just really hope, though, that this contract extension would now see a much better improved Sonny for the new season to come. And I really do hope as well that Sonny should be played in his right or his proper position rather than being deployed as a number 9. And as such, I hope that if this is to be his final best years with us, or even the final best years of his career, then I would very much like to see him go out with a bang. But whether or not that will end up in silverware remains to be seen. For the time being, he still is my club captain, regardless of what people may say about him. As long as Big Ange feels that he's the sort of player to captain the team and the club on and off the pitch, then so be it. And I wish him all the very best for his few remaining years left at the club with us.
Yeah, I mean, Smithy, there's been a lot of people saying that he's got to go. He's past his best. You know, what do you think about Sonny?
I totally agree with everything Chang says. I don't want to see Sonny go anywhere else. I don't think he'll go anywhere else. I think he'll stay at the stadium. Even when he can't play, I think he'll be doing something else at the stadium. I don't think Levy ever let him go. Like you've seen at the stadium, what he brings every single game. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And he would be a good ambassador or something like that for us when he retires. So, I don't want to see Sonny go anywhere. Captain-wise, there is no old school captains these days that grab each other by the throat and tell them to get into position. So, question him as a captain, I don't know. Does it matter? I mean, we had Hugo for 12 years as a captain.
Yeah.
So,
but Jimbo,
I want Sonny to stay.
Yeah, I mean, the thought of seeing Sonny play for someone else does make me feel a little bit strange.
I did read a few years ago, he did say that he'd never play in another team in the Premier League. He would go back to Korea if he couldn't play at Tottenham. So whether he'll keep that, I'm not too sure.
I mean, AJ makes a good point. Was it AJ? Yeah, said, surprised they are triggering a new extension and not negotiating a new contract. Yeah. And someone else said it, Ronnie, I think. I mean, Jim, what are you thinking?
Look, let's be brutal here, right? I'm happy staying. But I'm happy they haven't negotiated a new contract because we've seen a bit of a dip in him. So let's see how he goes. He's got 2 years still, so let's see how he goes because you don't want to give him like another, say, a 4-year contract. I mean, I know he's been loyal and all that, but let's see how he goes over the next season because he wasn't great last season, was he?
But he was played out of position a lot by Ange last season.
I know. But what I'm saying, Lee, I'm pretty sure he's gonna be out on the wing this season. Let's see how he goes this season, and if he gets back to the Sonny that we know, then they can negotiate a contract. But he's got an extra year, so it's not like we're kicking him out the door. But what we've got to do at Tottenham now is we've got to stop being so sentimental with players, you know. And once they lose their form and they're not contributing to the team, right? This is why we're stagnant and we don't win trophies. You know,
I agree. I do agree with that to an extent, Jim. But I've just got to say, I think Sonny brings so much more to the team than just the goals. His whole presence on the pitch, it feels different when Sonny's there. But I do get what you're saying.
We've done it too many times. Sentimentality. I mean, we should have got rid of Lloris a long time before we did. People like Dyer, you know, and you can go on and on and on with the list. You know, we need to now start being a bit more tough and change the team. Get younger players in, better players. And keep it freshened up. And if they lose their playing ability, like we know they can play, like people like Sonny, like Kane, right? You know, we got to say, right, it's your day's done. You know, we're a football club. We want to win things. We can't be sentimental. They've been paid a lot of money. It's not like we're being horrible to them. Tottenham have made them multi-millionaires.
Oh, apparently our internet's cutting in and out. I do apologise.
I can't see that it is.
No, it seems fine to me, but apologies if it is. Maybe it's YouTube, the dirty swine.
I do agree with that, but I also agree with whoever else put it that Sonny is still one of the best finishers in the Premier League.
Yeah, and he, like I say, I still think he brings a lot to the team.
I'm not saying kick him out the door now, Kate. I'm saying see how he goes over the rest of his contract that he's got.
Yeah.
If he's put out on the wing this season in his right position, I think Sonny will thrive.
Yeah, we need to buy a clinical striker so that he gets that chance. And Richarlison it's not the answer. He is not the answer, Lee. He could prove off to Waterloo. Son having the summer off for the first time in ages will have done him the world of good.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Kate, I've asked this question: is Harry Kane a Jonah? I'm starting to think actually that he might be. I'm not going to lie. I'm starting to think he is a bad curse, like Jonah and the whale. Like it's
my brother said he's allergic to silverware.
I think he is. Maybe he's a werewolf.
Do you know what, Kate? I can honestly say, right, that
I do want to see him win a trophy, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. If they hadn't played him in that final, right, I wouldn't have been bothered one bit. I think he if he'd have been fully fit, he's earned the right to be in there. But not being fit, I mean, it's a joke that they played him. It really is.
But it's the same as Tottenham playing him in that final when he was injured.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks he's undroppable, but is he really? I don't think he is anymore.
Well, take him off like we did in the 2 England games. Watkins will score and then Palmer will score straight away. So
yeah, it come out today as well. Osherman, PSG are now in talks with him. I know Arsenal fans were getting excited, thinking they were going to get Osherman. I don't see it happening. I don't think he's as good as everyone thinks he is anyway. Chang, have you got any opinion on Osherman? Am I being harsh or?
I think Osherman is one of the most. For me, Osherman should be one of the most sought after forwards in the world right now, apart from maybe Dusan Vlahovic, because if you actually follow the Serie A and his exploits for Napoli and how he pretty much almost single-handedly won the Serie A title with Napoli last season, I think Napoli have been treating him rather poorly, or rather they have not given him the due respect that he deserves, and that the PR at Napoli for Osimhen has been a complete disaster for me. So for him to get a big money move to a club like a PSG is an absolute no-brainer. I wish him all the very best if he is indeed going to be playing over in France in Ligue 1. But I think PSG's gain is only going to be Napoli's loss, and this is one of those players which I was actually a big fan of him even before he made it big over at Napoli, to be honest with you. So it's good to see him get a big money move club to a club like PSG, but whether or not that is going to help PSG finally win European silverware in the modern era, I think that also remains to be seen. But for him, Osimhen, I think it's only going to do him world of a good to be playing in a club like a PSG. And let's see whether or not he would have the same impact in Europe for PSG as he most definitely will for them in League One.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen this as well, that Arsenal could be going for João Felix, is it?
Yeah, João Felix.
It's so funny. They was linked to Mbappe. They was linked to Osimhen. They've been linked to Gyökeres, and now they're being linked to João Felix on a free. But I mean, this is true as well. Latest rumour is Eze's not on our list, and our number one target's Pedro Neto. Any thoughts on that Smithy Smithster?
I'm just sick to the back teeth of these bloody rumours, man.
I know, but we've got to have something to talk about.
I heard yesterday that Conor Gallagher's back in the picture now. So
I did too.
Until they stood there holding the T-shirt up with a pen in their hands. I mean, fuck, I honestly don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we've spoken about
I'll take Pedro Neto, but he's injury prone. I'd rather Eze, to be honest. Yeah. Or Tony. Eze and Tony, I'd take.
Yeah, I mean, International Observer said Tony should already be in. On what basis are Spurs differing? We are now officially the EPL pound shop. For the first time in my life as a Tottenham citizen, I wish Levy had just moved the club. I think it means moved on. Jim, are you feeling a little bit downhearted?
No, not yet, because I always thought that the Euros was going to slow everything down. No one's done nothing really.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, no one's done anything really, Kate. You know, a few players have gone here and there, but now over the next week, 10 days, we should see some things happening. Ask me that question in 2 weeks, and I'll answer it. But now look, let me get something straight here. Pedro Neto, is he the one who had the head injury? I get confused with him.
No, that's the other one for Wolves. That I like, not Jimenez. Is it Jimenez? No, what's his name? Oh, I can't remember his name. Someone in the chat will tell us, but no, it's not that guy.
All right. Which one's Pedro Neto? Because I keep seeing his name.
The fantastic winger that I like. But
I know.
Yeah, Jimenez.
He's injured a lot, Jimbo.
Yeah, I mean, he averages 17 games a season. That's really quite worrying.
Yeah, now this is something now that I'll answer you now, okay? This is something we've got to get away from. Buying players that get injured. I think we've had enough players over the last few seasons that spent more time in the injury room than they do on the pitch. So no, don't go for him. If he's injury prone, stay away from him. We want to get a team on this pitch now. It's time for Tottenham to move on. We need to get a team on this pitch that can play, together and not keep being injured. All right, Ben. And people, if he's injured all the time, no, don't go for him. 100%.
Yeah. Chang, I saw you lean forward. Was you going to say something?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say something with regards to having sick notes or injury-prone players at Spurs. I think it's only prudent for me to remind the people in the chat that we've just only got rid of Ryan Sessegnon. So to get a replacement or even an upgrade over Ryan
Solomon.
Oh no, don't even go there yet. Don't even start that. I really am hoping. I actually am still hoping for Solomon to come good. Yes, he may have come on a free. Yes, he may have only had maybe a game or two that was good before he picked up that injury that pretty much ended his season last year. But I still am hoping to see a lot more of Solomon in preseason. Whether or not we'll see him get any game time at all when the season proper starts, that's something that we'll all have to wait patiently. But Manor Solomon, everything that he's gone through, everything that he's had to endure throughout his very troublesome season with us last season, I really hope he gets that all behind him. And let's just wish him all the best, since that he's still a Spurs player. Let's just wish him well and give him our full backing now that preseason is on the cusp of beginning. Who knows? You might even see Solomon tonight. You might even see Solomon later this evening when we play Hearts of Middleton. So big up to you, Manor Solomon, and I wish you all the very, very best in the coming few weeks for the preseason before the season gets underway.
Yeah, I mean, that takes us on to, obviously, Judah mentioned it. You just mentioned it. We've got Spurs back tonight at 7. AJ, I know it's on Spurs Play. I don't know if it's on anywhere else. I think it's only on
Spurs Play, isn't it?
Yeah, and then, it usually is. It usually is. But yeah, Hearts versus Spurs tonight. I mean, Jimbo, do you think they're put out? Are we going to see lots of youngsters? Are we going to see the likes of Archie Gray and Bergvall? Who do you think is going to be out playing tonight? I mean, I'm excited. I didn't even realise it was tonight. I lose track of days.
Well, the game they played behind closed doors, they tried a lot of the players, and a lot of the players come out with flying colours. This is what I was reading. Bergvall, Gray, Sonny was meant to have been really good as well. Solomon got on the pitch, didn't they?
Johnson scored a hat-trick, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Johnson.
Yeah, Johnson scored a hat-trick. Yeah, you're right, he did. So I know it's only against Kane. I think it was Cambridge, wasn't it? But I read good things. So yeah, pre-season is there for a reason. It's not to play your best players, right? Yep. Every game. It's there to give the new guys a chance and give the younger under 21s that he's going to take with him on pre-season a chance to see who you can rely on and who's ready. So we should see a lot of changes. And yeah, I think we don't need to really see what Sonny can do. We know what he can do. Obviously, he's going to give him a run out for fitness wise, but we want to see what the new players can do and the younger players. And this is the time to do it. And I think that Postecoglou will do it because he wants to see, he wants a young team. Yeah. So we will see the younger players.
Tonight it's on UK Spurs Play or Hearts TV or USA if you've got a way of watching USA, which I don't condone at all. CBS Sports, Galazzo and Paramount Plus. So that's where it is. It says predicted famously Romero and Lo Celso are not back yet, apparently. I mean, Lee, do you expect us to see people like Fraser Forster and that have a game tonight? Or Austin, maybe?
I'm trying to think back to last preseason. I mean, yeah, we might do. Fraser Forster, I don't really want to see him. Austin, yes. Obviously, I want to see Archie.
Well,
Bergvall.
the predicted lineup is Austin, Porro, Phillips, Byfield, Donnelly, Gray, Skip, Kulusevski, Madison, Werner, Son.
Madison, I hope, is better this season as well. Say that again?
Austin in goal, then Porro, Phillips, Byfield, and Donnelly.
Who's Byfield?
I don't know. I've never heard of him. I don't know. It must be. Then Skippy, Kulu, Madison, Werner, and Son.
Skippy. Fucking hell. I wanted Skippy out.
And Gray, of course. A little bit disappointed. I mean, obviously, it's only predicted, but I would like to see more youngsters.
I would like to see Ashley Phillips if he's back with us. If Ashley Phillips is back with us,
he's there. Yeah, he's in the predicted lineup, Phillips.
And I mean, if now that we've signed Archie Gray, if Archie Gray doesn't get a look in during preseason, I think it's safe to say that he's going to go out on loan.
He's not going out on loan, bruv. He'll be with us.
So he has. So in that aspect, he has to take part in a preseason. If that's the case,
he will.
Oh, Benny, rumours are that a 60 million bid going to come in from Saudi for Richie. Please, God.
Well, look at the first word he's put. Rumours. And Richie has said he doesn't want to go to Saudi, so I'm not too worried about that. Let it be rumours.
Damn it. I mean, Jimbo.
You should have put your Richie shirt on, Kate.
No, thank you.
Damn right.
It says Tottenham are still missing Dragusin, Højbjerg, Vicario, Van der Ven, Fraser Forster, Destiny Udogie, and Ben Davis.
There you go. Then Fraser Forster won't play.
No, I've just seen it. Is it? I mean, I don't understand why Bergvall's not there.
He was printing Eric Dyer's number on the back of his shirt yesterday. I see on Instagram.
Yeah, he's what's it called? He's going to be there, Kate, but it's only a predicted lineup.
I know, but you'd think they'd put him in the predicted lineup.
It's a predicted lineup, not by Tottenham, is it? It's not Tottenham's predicted lineup. So it could be completely different once Ange picks it.
Yeah.
And we do have quite a few preseason games, so...
Yeah, this is true. Big upside dancer. Højbjerg isn't really a miss, though. No, but I'm quite surprised at the movement.
Don't start, AJ.
Yeah, but you've got to remember they've all been to the Euros. They could probably have a week off, haven't they?
Yeah, but don't you? I just don't understand. Like, I know this excuse with the Euros, but there isn't enough going on for me.
They've got to have some time off.
It is an excuse because, like someone just said, two of the Spain team have already moved clubs, and the Euros only just finished. Tottenham are so slow in getting their business done. It was all this talk about Ange wanted his players in quick, and it's just all gone quiet.
I think we'll end up.
I think you're being a bit harsh
if we keep carrying on like this.
I don't think we'll get Eze.
Fucking hell!
I really don't. James' face. I don't see it happening. I think we're going to go for. I think that we're more likely to get that Desiree Doué than Eze.
If we don't get Eze, we have to push the boat out for Ivan Toney. Honestly, we need a
but all this waiting game
in the Premier League.
Going to be gone. With all this waiting and monitoring and having interests and all this malarkey, they're all going to be gone, man.
It's all this Tottenham are considering making an approach for, and you think, well, stop considering and just bloody well do it if you're going to do it. There seems to be no plan unless they're really keeping it close to their chest.
I was about to say that. Unless we're going to have a random surprise and Eze will be holding the T-shirt up. But
yeah. I mean, Jimbo, you're shaking your head.
I think you're being a bit harsh. Some deals take a bit of time to do, but it's not like you can go, yeah, 60 million, I want him. There's stuff to be done in the background with it, and agents, and it's not. They don't just happen overnight. Euros is just finished. Let's give them a little bit of time. They're probably working on deals, right, and that we don't know about. Let's just wait and see before we start. That's the thing with us fans. We jump down their throats straight away. In a week's time, 10 days' time, right? If we're still in the same position, then we can have a moan. But let's give them a little bit of time.
You say we jump down their throats, but then we get headlines like this. Aston Villa in talks to sign Amadou Onana for 50 million.
Kate, you can go through the internet. I can go through the internet, right? And I can show you 1,000 deals that people are putting us to, right? How many of them are true? How many of them are not true? I mean, 90% of the things that come out about clubs are not true. You know, it's you got to be patient.
I know, but I just think it's a bit of a joke. We are the worst when it comes to transfers. We are crap. We say we're going to do our business fast, so it's ready for pre-season, and we got our first pre-season game tonight against Hearts, or one of the first of our start of our pre-season, and we've got nobody new in apart from bloody Archie Gray.
You could say this. You could say this about Arsenal, and you could say it about Man United. They're being linked to people, and who have they bought? You know, no one's really bought anyone at the minute. I mean, let's just.
Well, Man United have just they have. Man United have signed Xerxes, and now they're signing Lenny Euro.
Is it done yet?
He's going over the medical at the moment, so they are getting things done. I'm sorry, I'm in a mood where I'm not going to defend Daniel Levy today. I'm in a bad mood because I've been ill.
It's not a matter of defending Daniel Levy. It's not a matter of defending Daniel Levy. It's just a matter of being a bit sensible and saying, look, the Euros has just finished. Let's give it 7 to 10 days and see what happens. There's still a long time in the window left, and they might be working on deals that we don't know about, you know, and all of a sudden it just come up on the Sky Sports, Tottenham are signing so-and-so, he's going for his medical. Let's just give it a little bit of time before we all fly off the handle.
Jimbo's spoken. Big up Philly says 6 or 7 days till the Asia tour. Ideally, we need to get our transfers in to take them on tour to work with the group. If that doesn't happen, that's piss poor. Last pre-season all over again. That's what worries me. They're not going to be there, and then they've not gelled with the team. Oh, I thought we'd have had some real progress by now.
We've got 7 days to get Eze.
It's not a matter of sticking up for Levy. I'm not sticking up for Levy because, as far as I'm concerned, it's not Levy doing it. It's the scouts and the other people that are. Levy's just the one that sanctions it, right? So let's just wait and see what they're doing. Paratici's done well for us, right? He's still working in the background. Let's just wait and see before we all jump down their throats and start slagging them all down. We're too quick to slag them down. You know, just let's be a little bit calm and see what happens over the next week or so.
We're terrible with transfers. Get linked for months with a player and then watch other teams put the money down and buy them. Plenty of players that would improve us, not at the Euros, Jimbo. It's excuses from the club. I agree with that as well.
Well, I mean, I just think it's unfair to judge until the window closes because you don't know what's going to happen.
If we haven't made a minimum of 1, maybe 2 key signings by the time we go to Asia, I'm going to be absolutely fuming. I'm just saying.
What, is 6 or 7 days?
Yeah.
Can you see 2 people coming in?
No. Woo, Phil P. No, I can't, Lee. So Angry Kate might make a reappearance in a week's time because I'm just not having it anymore. I've had enough. We'll say Euros has stopped everyone getting business done. Yeah. It's definitely delayed things, and I get it, but it's over now. You know, I don't know. I just hope that they're working in the background like they did that time when we bought Van der Vaart in and no one saw it coming. I hope there's some big
as well.
Basuma, yeah, that was another one. Yeah. Ange has to bed them into his system. He needed them 2 weeks ago. I agree, Benji. I do agree.
But Eze's been on international duty if we get Eze, so that wouldn't have happened anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll
and Ivan Toney. If we get him, he's been on international duty.
I mean, this is true. We all know Levy's prevented us with haggling. I mean, Grealish is a prime example, but it is what it is. Let's just hope they get it sorted. But Chang, I'm going to ask you what you think the score is going to be tonight.
This is a tricky one to answer because I haven't seen the lineups yet, and I have also no idea how well we have prepared for this friendly later on this evening. But I will say this, given how we put Cambridge to the sword only a few days prior, I'm going to go for a sensible 3-1 win. I think 3-1 would be a practical scoreline, a doable scoreline at that. And if Son Heung-min is going to be partaking tonight, as is Brennan Johnson, I'm going to go for Son Heung-min to get a goal, as would Brennan Johnson, and the third goal will go to either, say, a James Maddison or even a Timo Werner, because God knows that Timo Werner needs a lot of help this season if he's ever going to win the fans over. Let's just put it this way.
Yeah. Lee, do you see it? Mr. Arsenal podcast, you naughty person, saying 6-1 Hearts.
Well,
Lee,
I was going to say, let's kick pre-season off with a bang. I was going to say a nice 6-0.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, but to us, he's saying to Hearts.
Yeah, to us. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Do you see that could happen tonight?
Fucking hope so. That's all I say.
I hope so too. I hope so. So you go for 6-0?
Absolutely.
Perfect. Jimbo, what are you going for tonight?
Do you want to know the truth, Kate? I just want to see the players play well. I want to see that they've had some gelling together. Score to me don't really matter. You know, I want us to win, obviously, but I just want to see the team play well. But it's the important thing for me is just to see that we're gelling. This season's massive for us, absolutely huge. You know, the second season under Ange. We've got a younger team. We've got rid of some of the deadwood. I'm sure a little more of the deadwood are going, and we get some more decent players in. So it's more about the actual how they play for me than the score. If we play brilliant and win 2-0, I'll be happy. You know, so it's just I want to see them really play well. But I'll go for 4-0.
I'm going for a tight 2-1 Tottenham win. That's what I'm going for. Obviously, I'm going to touch on this because Mr. Arsenal just mentioned it. I don't know if you've all seen that. There's been a video posted with the Argentinian squad singing, particularly Enzo Fernandez, singing a rather racist chant about the Colombians. Have you, Chang? You're shaking your head. Have you seen it? And what's your thoughts? Big up Steve D as well, being a member for 8 months.
I've not seen the video in particular, but I have seen the apology posted by Fernandez on social media, and I think that's unacceptable. You don't go doing this sort of things, you know, and recording them too as well. You don't go about doing things like this and then just coming out on social media just to sort of like brush it off. To me, I think if you even go as far as to record it and put it up online too, for that matter, and then only then do you then put up this statement now that everyone's seen it. I think it's unacceptable. And if I were the Argentinian FA, or even if I were FIFA, I would actually take some stern disciplinary measures on the Argentinian players who were involved in this. But I mean, because they just only recently won the Copa America, I think nothing is going to be done about it. And since an official, or rather a formal apology has been issued, I think that will be the end of it. But yeah, this sort of thing is the sort of thing that is concerning me more than the fans' behavior, when the players themselves are actually actively participating and partaking in this sort of negative behavior off the pitch. I think it reflects very badly on them. It reflects also very badly on the nation that they are representing. And if we are to move forward as a progressive community, as a progressive, footballing community, I think this sort of thing has absolutely no place in football, regardless of whether you're a player or a fan.
Yeah, I mean, I've read what was said and I've seen bits of it. And first of all, why would they sing it? I know fans sing things like this, but why? Why? Just why? And second of all, these footballers are so thick. They allow themselves to be videoed singing it and get upset when it comes out. I mean, they're just so stupid. But I mean, it's more of a headache for Chelsea, who a lot of people will always class Chelsea as a racist club anyway. Now to have one of their players singing a really racist song about the French, it was just about it's a bit outrageous. The words of the song and etc. Were not great. So yeah, it's just stupid. What was you going to say, Jimbo?
Yeah, do you know what? Right, I don't understand it. I'm not one bit. I don't understand violence at football. I don't understand that either. Why people just can't enjoy the football. As I said this a few weeks ago, when I was in America, you mingled with the other fans. We watch on Leo's. Leo interviews the other fans and talks to them and has a drink with them. I just don't understand it. And it's racism. Why do they need to say something? Why? Well, if I stood on here and sang a racist song, I'd get banned from YouTube. If you get caught singing a racist song in the ground, right, you get banned from the ground. They should be banned from football. It's as simple as that. They should get a ban, all of them. I don't care who they are, how good they are, what money they earn. If they're going to do it, then they should be banned, and that's the be-all and end-all of it. Makes me sick, honestly. There's no need for it.
The thing is, if they started bringing in stringent punishments like that, it would stop.
Yeah.
It would stop. But they won't. They won't. But yeah, he has 6 French teammates at Chelsea that he's just made fun of. It's so stupid. That's what I mean. It's unbelievable. Thank you, AJ. Euros are a pathetic excuse for not being active. What was Lange and co brought in for? Spurs have gone rogue. A pathetic state of affairs. Oh dear.
Who said that? AJ.
No, International Observer.
We don't know that because we don't know we're not at the club in the boardroom, or we don't know what's going on. Just give it a bit of time and see what happens. We don't know what's going on behind closed doors. Everybody presumes this is happening. We don't know if it's happening. So we've got to give it a little bit more time. And then all of a sudden we might get 3 announcements in a week. We don't know that. Let's just wait and see.
Benny says, what's ridiculous for players like Fernandez and others because they're not native to Argentina. They're from countries like Spain and Italy from the days of I can't even say that word. Conquistadors. Is that right?
So that's how I would say
it. Jimbo, most of these footballers are no difference to the fans on the terrace. The fact Fofana spoke out about it tells me this isn't dealt with properly. It will cause more problems within the club as well. And yep, Drudo agrees with you. Something Mr. Arsenal podcast just said is about Calafiori, which a lot of people thought was really close, but Bologna are now threatening to cancel the transfer. Apparently, is it Basil or do you say Basil? I always get told I say things wrong. Is it Basil or Basil?
Basil Brush.
For the team.
As soon as you said that, I thought Towers.
Well, I'm going to say Basil anyway. They're entitled to 50% of any fee that Bologna get, and Arsenal won't pay the fee that's been agreed. So now Bologna are digging their heels in and saying that if they don't pay up, they're going to cancel the deal completely. I don't see this happening, this deal. I've said it. I got torn apart on the terrace because I said I didn't see it happening. I definitely don't see it happening now because I don't think Arsenal... Oh, it's Basel. Oh, Basel. As I definitely don't think Arsenal will pay what's asked. But I don't know if anyone's got any opinion on it. No?
They generally pay for players they want, don't they? So if it doesn't happen, they obviously don't want the player.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, he's a fantastic player. Ben's been waxing lyrical about him for a long time. So, I hope it don't happen because he's too good. I don't want him. I don't want him to go there. But the thing is, was Romero singing it too? I know Lo Celso was. I haven't seen any footage of Romero singing it.
I haven't seen it.
No, I would hope he's got more sense.
Well, yeah. You agree? I agree with Jimbo. A lengthy ban. If Tony was banned for his actions, these players are just too simple.
That's the thing. They pamper these footballers, Kate. They don't pamper the fans when they do something wrong. If they catch them, they get banned. It should be exactly the same with the footballers. They're meant to be showing an example, to the youngsters and to us who follow them. I don't give a shit who they are. Show an example. There's no why do it? Why? What have they got out of it? Except a load of trouble for themselves and the clubs.
I thought that in 2024 we're long past any type
of
racism personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I'd ban every single one of them that sung. They'd get massive fines and they'd get bans, and good bans and all.
But you know what? It's kind of like what we went through when we went to the North London Derby and the abuse I got. They were bang on it. I had Tottenham, the representative from Tottenham ring me. They said we're going to call the police. The police are going to be in touch. Then it just disappeared, didn't it, Jim? They just didn't ever call again. They really don't care that much. They just don't care.
And that's why it carries on and carries on and carries on, Kate.
Exactly. And that's why when I see players, when there's racist chants and they walk off the pitch, I say
I'm very surprised they didn't do anything with you, though, Kate, because there was CCTV everywhere in those stands.
I know. And the thing was, they identified the guy as well. But she said, you need to make a statement. And I said, right, well, I'll do a statement as long as it's anonymous. And they said, yeah, we'll get the police to call you. And they never, ever got back in touch. So, and they're obviously not that bothered, really. I mean, the stewards did absolutely nothing. But
stewards
it is what it is. Yeah, they were pathetic. International Observer said, if I was Mickey Moore's dad, I would seriously consider moving him on. ENIC wrecked the careers of top young players. Kane, King, Bale, who was smart enough to leave. Why would I stay at Spurs? Lo Celso doesn't need a ban. He's always injured anyway, the absolute twat. There is no plan. You're correct. Our rivals are making moves. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of talk about Chelsea going for Dani Olmo. There's talk linking Nico Williams to Chelsea and Arsenal. Just worries me we're going to get left further and further behind. But
the rumours and links. If you go on the internet, we're linked with loads of players as well. You just got to wait and see what happens, you know.
Yeah, I mean, even Fulham, they're making moves. They're putting a bid in for Scott McTominay. Not that I want Scott McTominay, but you know what I'm saying. And now AC Milan as well have joined the race to sign Ivan Toney. They've been in contact. That's what worries me. I mean, Lee, realistically, how many players do you think we're getting in this window?
Honestly, Kate, I've no idea. But I would like to see the likes of Eze or Tony or both. But with all this going on, it doesn't really look like it's going to happen, does it? So I ain't got a clue. I don't really want us to get, what's his name, Pedro Neto, that's always injured. If he only plays 17 games, what's the point of getting another injured player? I just don't know what to say about it, really, Kate, until it's they got the T-shirt there. As long as we don't get Conor Gallagher, everything's all right, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. Chang, how many do you think we're getting?
Honestly, I really hope it's a lot more than 2. But if I were to be practical, I would stick with 3 first. I will stick with 3, and this 3 that we bring in, if we only bring in 3, then this 3 have to be for priority positions that seriously need bolstering. And those 3 positions would be a striker or a centre forward, a winger, because honestly, as much as we want to see Brennan Johnson really justify his price tag, I think this coming season might be still too soon for him. He could be our most improved player, but to be, the sort of a winger that we need to properly challenge, I think that's too soon for him. So we need a winger there, and possibly even a midfielder. That is assuming that both Højbjerg and Lo Celso are indeed on their way out before the end of the transfer window. So I will go for 3 if possible. But if we can even get 2, I think that would be very good for us. Assuming that we can get them before the season properly kicks off and not at a later stage during the winter transfer window.
Yeah. Yeah, Jimbo.
Listen, I'm never negative about anything, am I? But in the next 6 days, can you see even one player coming in 6 days?
No, I can't. But I hope I'm wrong. But the thing is, we all know how quickly time goes by. We're not that far away from, we're past halfway through July now.
I just don't want us to lose out on people like Eze or Tony because we were haggling about things. I'd just rather just get it done. If you want the player, just get it done.
Yeah, I mean, if we don't get it done, I agree with this. I'm really worried, and it gives Ange absolutely no chance. If we don't bring in some good players, Ange has got no chance. It's as easy as that because He's shown that the squad isn't good enough. But Jimbo, what do you think? How many do you think we're getting?
Well, I'm not sure. I'm hoping for at least another 3. I'm hoping for at least another 3. But look, let's just wait and see. It's not being that he says I'm being unreasonable because of the history. But we got Ange Postecoglou here. He has started to change things. Let's just take a step back and see what he does and who he brings in before we start slacking the club down. So you can slack Levy down as much as you like because he has earned that in a lot of ways. So, but let's just give the guys a chance to work on getting players in and see who Ange wants in and who comes in before we start hanging them all. You know, we're too quick to hang them. He's just got here, Postecoglou. He's been here 1 season and he's made changes and he's brought some good players in, right? Some good young players. He's building a young squad. Let's just take a step back, take a deep breath and see what happens. I understand why people are frustrated. Don't think I don't, right? I've supported this club longer than most people on this stream, right? So, and in the chat. So let's just...
But my point is, no one's hanging Postecoglou. No one's saying Postecoglou is in the wrong here. But it's this. I think Postecoglou's identified who he wants. But why are we not getting him in for him? Levy, Johan Lang, whoever it is, they're taking too much time.
Well, some deals do take time to do. We know that.
Not every deal. We've only got.
I'm not every deal, but maybe the players thereafter is taking a bit more time. Maybe they got everything in hand. Let's just wait and see, you know, before we all start jumping down their throats. They seem to be good, this Munlange and Paratici. So let's just, that's my opinion, you know. If people want to have other opinions, I'm not going to slag them down and say they're wrong. I'm just saying I think we should take a step back, take a breath and see what happens over the next week or so.
Yeah, I mean, Paul Connor may be right. We need homegrown. Eze Antoni only got off the plane yesterday. By the end of the week, you'll see movement. Players will be seeing their families for discussing transfers. Yeah. The players don't actually need to be there that much. It's the agents. They can be the liaise between the two. I'm frustrated because my season ticket's gone up in price and I'm being stuck with Timo Werner. Quite simply, we can't offer Champions League. Yeah, but I was told when I was saying I wanted Champions League, people were saying it doesn't actually make any difference. So I'm not sure whether that's some people are going back on that now, but Enoch are FC Pound Shop.
They're not FC Pound Shop because they've spent, I think it's the 5th in Premier League history, most money, right? But they've just bought bad. That's what they've done. They've bought bad. When you buy people like who's the burger eater? Yeah, when you buy people like him and Lo Celso, right? That's done nothing. Then you buy that mug from Fulham. What's his name? I shouldn't call. Yeah, I shouldn't call him a mug because I don't think it's his fault that he's been that injured. You know, it's just been unlucky. But when you're buying these players that are letting us down, it don't mean we're FC Pound Shop. It means we've bought wrong, and whoever's been doing the scouting has done the scouting wrong and not done their own work. So we've spent a lot of money, but just bought terrible players.
Well, I'm going to give them a few more days before I go into meltdown and see where we go. When's our first? When do we actually fly out to Asia? Does anyone know the actual date?
Is it 6 days or 7 days, something like
that? Spurs. Let me see if I can find out.
I just hope we get a player in, and then not the last day like Brennan Johnson. Just need him in the pre-season.
27th of July is our first game on pre-season by the looks of it. So it's not that long. I don't know when we actually fly, but I think it's 27th of July. So the deals with Eze Antoni should have been ready to go and be signed and sealed upon their return to the country after the Euros. We're in danger of getting left further behind, particularly as Eze was training at Tottenham as well.
I was just about to say that. I was hoping both of them were going to sign the pieces of paper whilst there's at Hotspur away. But yeah,
exactly. But then maybe they have, and we just don't know. You never know.
Exactly. Maybe things are in order, and it's going to come out this week or early next week. We don't know that. That's why I'm not going to start slagging everyone down. I'm going to give it a little bit more time.
I will wet my knickers if we get both Eze and Tony. I'm not even going to lie, because what a
Can
difference!
You do that live on stream?
I do it often live on stream, just no one can see down that end, especially when I'm on with Bobby Kay and Kuva, and they make me laugh. But seriously, that they walk straight into our team and make us so much better. It's unbelievable. So to get those two would be absolutely amazeballs. But obviously,
Totally
Jim was telling me that Dele Alli was training with Spurs, but I've just seen that he's
No,
gone with
No,
Everton.
he was offered. I didn't say he
Oh,
was.
okay.
I said he was offered to train with Spurs.
He's just gone on Everton's pre-season tour. He's looking well and buff. I really hope that he can revive his career.
Well, Tottenham and Everton negotiating at the minute because they're trying to work out some sort of deal so he can go back to Everton, and if he does well there, then Tottenham get some money out of it. So they've been negotiating on that. I read that the other day.
Yeah.
Is he still a Tottenham player?
Well, I'm not sure the ins and outs of it, Lee, but there must have been something in the contract about that they've got to give us so much money, and Everton want to give him another chance.
Didn't he have to play 10 games for Everton for us to get money back, or something like that?
There was something in it, but they're negotiating now. I think that Tottenham are going to probably end up with their money back for something like 5 million, 10 million, or something like that. In between,
I love Dele.
Yeah.
US Soccer's apparently held talks with Southgate about becoming their manager. Do you know what that makes me happy? Because I think if Ange gets sacked, that's the sort of person I could see us going for. I don't know whether I'm just talking. Yeah, it is.
Please,
it's just a sort of Spursy thing to do. Go sack Ange and go and get Southgate. So I really hope he gets a job quick.
Oh, wow.
Can you imagine? We really would be Banter FC if we had Southgate as our manager.
Stadium would be like when it was with Conte. You'd be able to hear a pin drop.
Oh, don't. His football is so boring. So boring. But yeah, at least we have got this tonight. Don't forget, everyone, it's on Spurs Play. Just hope to see some youngsters that we don't really see. Wow, Paul Connor says he can see us selling Richie, getting Tony and Jonathan David. Yeah, I keep seeing us being linked to him, and he's awful, in my opinion.
Put your glasses on, mate. I think you're seeing things wrong. If you can see Richie go.
I think Everton. I'm surprised Everton haven't come back in for him. Richie, especially with Calvert-Lewin being linked with a move away. But go on, Chang. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. I'm very sorry about that. But I was looking at social media, and there was a short clip released on Spurs' official social media. I've seen some of the faces that boarded the plane to Edinburgh, and it's safe to say that we will be seeing a lot of youngsters. But not only that, we will be seeing the likes of Solomon, Kulusevski, Bissouma. Let's see now, Madison, and it's mostly youngsters. But a few of those names that I mentioned, they were seen boarding the plane on the way to Edinburgh. So there will be a mixture of seniors and juniors later tonight.
Is Bergvall there?
Yes, he is. Bergvall is there. Mikey Moore is there. I saw Archie Gray as well. Archie Gray is in the mix, as is Manor Solomon, Kulusevski, Bissouma. Yep, and James Madison is there as well. But strangely, I didn't see Son. I mean,
Sonny's
he should be
one
one of those.
now. Sonny's there.
Oh, he's there. Okay, that's good. Oh, that's good to know. Okay, that's good. So it's safe to say that there will be a healthy mixture between seniors and juniors later tonight.
Excellent.
Yeah, Ben just put in there about Kulu.
Exactly. I'd love to see. Do you know what? I'd love to see us sell Kulu and go and nick Diaby, because he looks like he could be going to Saudi. But I'd happily take Diaby instead of Kulusevski. The quicker we see the back of Kulu, the better for me. West Ham to spend Sonny. 52 million. Oh, there they are. Who's
that's Sonny.
Is this for Tobido?
Yeah. They're getting on the plane.
Yeah.
Probably flying there.
But yeah, I mean, like I say, Calvert-Lewin is being linked to the world and his wife. If he goes, I don't know why Everton wouldn't come in for Richie, but we'll see.
Emerson's on the plane as well, so Nick will be gassed.
Oh God.
Kulu's on the plane.
Someone just said something that made me think of something. Oh yeah, I don't like Jonathan David. And I spoke to Bobby, and he said he's been terrible. lately.
What's the name of that player that we got? And when he came on, he pulled his hamstring and he was crying. What player is that called again? I always forget his name.
When he came on, he pulled his hamstring and was crying.
Yeah, he's got dark hair. I can't remember what his name is, man. I always forget his name.
What, young or old?
He's a young lad as well.
When was this? When was this, Mr. Lee? Was it last season?
Last season, yeah. Do you remember he kept trying to get the ball, but he was like limping everywhere? And when he came off,
No, that was Saka.
No, Valise.
No. That's
Valise.
I'm joking.
That's him. He's on the plane.
Valise. It was Valise.
Oh, is
yes.
he?
Yeah.
Oh, well, do you know what? It should be it's exciting. Yeah, Valise, I've just clicked. It should be exciting to see some of these youngsters, I must admit. So I'm looking forward to it.
Though. Wow.
I think Chang saw Bergvall. Did you see Bergvall?
Oh,
Yes, I did. Very prominent. Bergvall was very prominent. He was seen speaking to, I think, another youngster, another one of our under 21s or under 18s as they boarded the plane.
I do look forward to seeing him because he's yummy. But that brings us to the end of the show. Chang, when are you around next?
Let's see now. Today is Wednesday, so maybe I might be on in the weekend if there's another friendly around the corner, which I might do a watch along either on Spursvision TV or on Spurs Diehards, but that's still in the mix. But until the season actually gets underway, I think I'm going to spend the next couple of weeks trying to get as much work done on my new surroundings and also my new job. I think I'm just going to stay under the radar. I'm not going to be doing too many shows in the next couple of weeks, just so I can get my bearings really on the season to come and also my new job, as I mentioned. But yeah, I'm absolutely looking forward to tonight. And if there is to be other watch-alongs, especially when Spurs do take to the plane, or rather they take to Asia, that's something that I'm looking forward to in the coming weeks.
You will be here on Sunday, I hope, at some point for the charity stream.
Yes, I most definitely will be here on Sunday for the charity stream.
Excellent. Tottenham are obviously back on Saturday as well, 3:00 against QPR. Big up, Stevie. Lee, are we going to see you anywhere? Obviously Sunday as well.
Yeah, you'll see me on Sunday. You'll see me on Jess's channel. I'm always on there with my Leeds family. Yeah, that's about it, really.
Excellent.
If you don't see me before, you'll see me Sunday.
Everyone go over and sub to Leo as well. He's trying desperately to get to his 1,000 subs, so please do. Also, there's the Just Giving page for the charity stream that's on Sunday, 10:30 a.m. till 10:30 p.m. So if you can join us, they're going to have shirts I don't know, we're going to have all sorts of things going on to give away and auctions and this sort of stuff. What I will say, International Observer, is that there has been no personal agreement, and Juve, amongst others, want to buy those. So I'm not sure whether it will happen. Big up, Steve. Jimbo, anything you want to say before we go?
What's his name? Made me laugh. Someone in the chat when he put about the carbon footprint.
I love how the rich and powerful bang on about carbon footprints yet fly to the shops just to get some milk.
That was funny.
Big up Steve and Shem as well for the membership.
Thank you.
But yeah, we're not back tomorrow because Jim's seeing his cousins tomorrow, aren't you, Jimbo?
Yep, seeing my lovely cousin. No, I just want to say that it's just what other clubs do shouldn't really affect us. Right, let them get on with it. Let's just see what we do. Let's just take a step back and have a look and see what happens before we start strangling them all, you know?
Yeah, we shall be back on Friday for a show. And, enjoy the game tonight. And, see you all on Friday. And, as always, come on, you Spurs.
Come on,
you Spurs.
England and